Hong Kong has officially approved a Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETF. What does this mean for Bitcoin? Could this be the catalyst to push Bitcoin to $100,000? And what can ETH get to with this new unlock of liquidity? Also, we have big news from some altcoins that you're going to want to know. Dogwood Pack gets a major listing. Also, a new meme coin that we believe should be on your radar. We're going to discuss that in a little bit here. That goes live tomorrow. Also, big partnership with Quant and an Ethereum upgrade that could be good, but also could be very bad. We're going to discuss that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's get right into it.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take old, boring, and, well, stale information and repackage that thing up in a fun green screen kind of way. If you are not new here, you've probably noticed that we have a different backdrop. Well, if you are also not new here, you know that we're under renovation.
Studios in shambles.
Studios in shambles. Also, kind of while we're running a little late today, trying to put this pieces of the puzzle last second together, which mission accomplished. We are here.
Wow.
Did you like the wide shot? Look at this. We're at the pool, guys.
Yeah.
Look at us. Can somebody please bring me a coconut?
Wow, we're at a male-only pool.
Mango coconut.
By the way, male-only pool, and Robin picked where we were, just to give you an idea of what's going on here.
Yes.
All right, we're a little behind. Let's jump right in. All right, let's talk about Hong Kong. So a big piece of news here from The Block. Hong Kong approves very first batch of spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs in a drive to become the crypto hub. Hong Kong has talked a lot about multiple ways of being, the financial epicenter of Asia. So Hong Kong approved the applications of several spot Bitcoin ETFs and Ether ETFs as well on Monday. Now, I do want to note this is not live yet. Same thing, they get approval, then they got to launch the actual product. So the introduction of the virtual asset spot ETFs not only provides investors with new asset allocation opportunities, but also reinforces Hong Kong's status as an international financial center and a hub for virtual assets. We had this from Samson Mao. The Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF will feature in-kind creation and redemption. This is a move to one-up the US ETFs. The race is on to accumulate Bitcoin. Now, if you're not familiar why this is maybe not super, super important, but this is pretty important, is the fact that, in the United States, if people want to move, let's just say you're in the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF and you say, I don't want to pay the 1.5% fee, but I want to keep my Bitcoin position with the in-kind creation. You can take the Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin from Grayscale and put it into, let's say, the BlackRock product. With cash only, which is what is in the United States, which is what Gary Gensler wanted, you have to sell your Bitcoin from Grayscale into cash, then take that cash and move it into BlackRock. Obviously, the reasons there why that's not necessarily good and compared to in-kind creation is, well, one, tax implications. Two, maybe you got it at really cheap and you don't want to sell and then buy higher. And so big shout out to Hong Kong. Then we have this. This is from Box Mining. This is a gentleman here in Hong Kong, and you can see here.
A lot of you guys have been asking about Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. Well, check this out. There's a giant Bitcoin ad right now talking about the ETF that's imminent in Hong Kong. There's definitely a lot of attention going on here because at the end of the day, when these ETFs launch, they need people to buy, right? So more and more ads, more and more attention, and Hong Kong's trying to push itself to be the center of Web3. So in this financial hub with so many people, we're gonna see more of this. A lot of you guys have been asking about.
So marketing is at full force. And then we have this, a live look at Hong Kong, China institutions right now. The big day. All right, Robin, Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Have you ever been there? I want to go to Hong Kong. You know, first of all, real quick,
Yes.
I'm so happy to get my swivel chair back.
You're excited to what?
To get my swivel chair back. You disbarred me from having a swivel chair. But
Yes.
anyways, yeah.
For those of you unfamiliar with the history of the chair situation with David, we gave him a swivel chair and he proceeded to do nothing but 360s while on air. So for that reason,
I'm
we
out.
had we removed that feature, but
That water looks really green. Anyways, go ahead.
yes, it's got PP in there. So big. I can't. You can't understate the level of liquidity that has just been added to the markets, and so we saw what happened with the ETFs going live here in the States on Wall Street. However, that is a far, far cry from what we're going to get internationally. Do you think we're going to get more inflows from Hong Kong
No.
because of China's market, also all the Asian markets,
No.
and all of the investors that are on the outside looking in that can't get ETF exposure because, well, they're not in the U.S., right?
The U.S.
Hong
is the
Kong-
largest capital market in the world.
Hong Kong is a very
Whatever you're going to say, yes, it is, but it's not larger, not even close to what the U.S. capital
it's an international market though. That's what I'm saying. The U.S. the Wall Street
South
for
Korea,
international-
South Korea, they're looking to give access to ETFs. And guess which one? They didn't go with the Hong Kong one, or they didn't go with the France one. They went with the US one. It's the deepest, most liquid capital markets in the world. But that's not to say that this is not important for, adoption and price and whatever you want to call it for Bitcoin with Hong Kong now. And also the big one is that's kind of getting lost is Ethereum, right? Curious, I didn't really look into the application, but curious, was staking part of that application because it would make complete sense for these institutions to offer the Ethereum spot ETF product, take that Ether, dump it into something like Lido or Rocket Pool or any other liquid staking platform, get the derivative, and then be able to earn interest that way, whether they decide to pass down some of those interest payments onto the consumer and their clients, who knows? But at the end of the day, it's money making. Plus, you get to secure the network. A lot of people brought up the idea of, hey, that could get more centralized, but who knows? So, all right. Before we move forward, I did want to give a big thank you to today's channel sponsor, CAMS Blue Wire Technology, our longest tenure sponsor. We're excited to continue to work with CAMS. If you run a business and want to maximize your network marketing and IT solutions and cybersecurity for that matter, you're going to want to visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. Ricky Mero said, I have 4K right now. What crypto should I buy?
Depends on
This
what you're holding. Yeah, what are you holding?
What are you holding? What do you make a year? What's your goal? What's your risk?
If it's long-term first-time buy as well, then just Bitcoin. If you have a Bitcoin position and you're looking for short-term gains, go further down the risk curve, get some altcoins.
All right. Let's talk about this piece of news here as well from Deutschland. That is Germany, as their largest federal bank, LBBW. Ooh, big booty women. To provide Bitcoin and crypto custody services to institutional customers, we wholeheartedly believe that not only is this going to, obviously it's happening overseas, but this will be coming into the United States. There is a ton of money being left on the table. It's multi-pronged. One way, you have the banks looking at people removing money from their ecosystem off of their ledger. They onboard it onto a crypto exchange, and then it's off into the wind. It's off into the blockchain, right? So now they can't do anything with that money, right? When you deposit money into their bank, they can do a lot of things with that. They can lend it out, earn interest, credit limits, whatever the case may be. But if it's completely removed from their ecosystem and put on the blockchain and into an exchange, let's just say like Coinbase, they can no longer make money with your money. And so you better believe that they're not going to leave that kind of money and that kind of hole on their balance sheet moving forward. We already saw that a few of the banks are pushing back against SAB 121 that essentially crippled the banks from being able to custody consumers' crypto. And let's just be completely honest. If you have a newcomer in the space, if your Aunt Maria texts you and she says, hey, I want to buy some Bitcoin, and she doesn't want to self-custody, or you just don't think she's capable of it. Hey, some people, are you going to want him to? Are you going to feel more comfortable telling him to custody with Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, or with JP Morgan Chase, Citibank, Bank of America, FDIC insured? They're intertwined in the federal government and in the Federal Reserve. It's the sad truth, but it is what it is. If you don't self-custody and you got to have someone custody it, bank that's been around for 100 years and is backed by the government, or an exchange that who knows what they're doing? I think the answer there is pretty obvious, my friends. Here's a visual representation of Bitcoin's price action over the past, say, 2 months and leading into, 100K. 100K, 70. No, let me back up. 60, 70, 60, 76. I really want the 100K. Are we going to get the 100K or not? That feels like it literally has. Oh, we finally got the 100K. Literally feels like that, right? For the last, 3 months, 4 months, is we're like, all right, new all-time high. We're going to keep going. Come back down. Same thing over and over again. Eventually, guys, that little dog, the Bitcoin is going to do what the dog did.
I thought that was a cat.
You're right. It's a cat.
Yeah.
A very fluffy cat. We found the cat at the pool party.
Yeah, we did.
Any thoughts on?
I'm excited about the ETH ETF, and then I know that maybe you kind of touched on it a little bit ago, but I've been discussing the fact that this ETH ETF is gonna change the landscape here in the United States, and the fact that we got one in Hong Kong, will that usher in the green light for the SEC to approve it here in the United States? That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, well, Hong Kong approved it. They approved a Bitcoin ETF and an Ethereum ETF. Why not get the Ethereum ETF approved here? Because you can simply say, hey, look, Hong Kong or overseas, they've approved it there, right? It's not like they approved 10 meme coins and Ethereum and Bitcoin. They picked 2. And you know what? The application is next month is the final deadline for the application on the Ethereum ETF here in the United States. And so it solidifies that for me a little bit more so. I mean, what do you think? You think there's a better chance?
Has zero impact.
Zero impact?
Gary Gensler and the SEC do whatever the hell they want. They don't care what Hong Kong is doing, what China does, what France does, what Germany does. We've seen ETFs in Asia. We've seen ETFs in, I believe there's one in the Middle East. I can't remember which country it was. But they don't care. They run on their own time. You think Gary Gensler gives a crap about, Hong Kong approved one, let's prove it. They don't care. That's just my personal opinion.
It may be not Gary Gensler, but
he's the one that's got to prove it.
I understand that, but he's also got influence from all of the regulators, congressmen. Now, whether or not he ignores them, that's a different thing. But I know people are going to say, hey, Gary, look, Hong Kong has one. We're going to fall behind. It's either we move now or never, right? And so whether or not he dismisses it and whether or not he looks at other people's advice and says, you know what, we're going to stay the course. We don't believe in Ethereum or whatever reason or rhyme he wants to use. Sure, maybe that's what happens. However, it is going to be a topic of conversation. Hey, Hong Kong approved the ETH ETF. Why aren't we doing it? We're letting innovation and technology move abroad.
But it's been like that for the last 3 years.
Yes, but I'm not saying that it'll make him approve it, but it's going to be whispers in his ear. There are going to be people that stand up and say, hey, Gary, look, they did it over there. What's up, man? Let's get this thing going. I still am in the camp this thing will get approved for the simple fact that BlackRock has the ETF application in. They don't get told no. They don't get denied ever if one application has gotten denied for ETFs. Over 500 approved.
You don't think the lollipop gets taken away?
No, not at all. So
I want to address something. Mike Normstad does YouTube ads with our face telling people to send crypto to an address. We will never do that. If we ever announce anything, it will be live on the show here on this channel. So please be smart. First of all, all the money,
we don't have any giveaways coming up anytime soon. So
yeah, and all the money we have is going straight into that other room over there and into the pool parties. Hopefully, we can get some cleaner water here. So Bitcoin halving is 4 days and 6 hours away, you guys. April 20th is the tentative date. Of course, might be wondering, why is it tentative? Because it's not based on a date. It's based on the block height. At block height 840,000, we will see Bitcoin go from 6.25 to 3.175. I believe that's the number. And so, so April 20th, around 12:40 a.m. UTC, we should see Bitcoin get cut in half, as some people say. Your portfolio gets cut in half. And in honor of the halving, Coinbase came out with another banger commercial. This is about the halving. Let's take a look. It's pretty good.
Over time, your money gets you less. Does Bitcoin? Well, in 2012, one Bitcoin bought you this much pizza. In 2016, this much pizza. In 2020, this much pizza. And in 2024, well, you get the gist. Roughly every 4 years, the future supply of Bitcoin is reduced. So historically, you get more, not less.
You know, I can guarantee you that in those pizza boxes are barbecue chicken pizza.
That is not pizza, bro.
What do you mean? You just said pizza.
Barbecue chicken pizza is not pizza, bro.
Okay, we don't have time to get into this conversation, but go ahead.
It's like a flatbread with like corn syrup.
Okay, so the halving, Robin, are you excited for your portfolio to get cut in half? Bitcoin.
Why would my portfolio get cut?
That's just what people are saying.
Who?
The ill-informed.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure anyone watching this channel is informed enough to understand that
That's right, babe.
doesn't cut their portfolio in half.
That's true. But guys, the halving does honestly nothing. In fact, if price doesn't move up with the halving, it's actually bad for the miners. We might see hash rate start to dip. We might see difficulty start to go down. But that is the beauty of Bitcoin. It auto adjusts. So if miners start unplugging because it's too expensive, well, guess what? The difficulty drops. So now it's more lucrative to be able to mine Bitcoin. That is the beauty of the network. And that's why some people call it a perfect network. So let's take a look at some altcoin news. Big news from Stacks, as they are their Nakamoto upgrade between April 15th and the 29th is their upgrade window. Now, what will the Nakamoto upgrade bring to Stacks? If you're not familiar, Stacks is the leading layer 2 for Bitcoin. As far as that's all they do. With the Nakamoto upgrade, Stacks not only settles existing block transactions on Bitcoin, but will upgrade to 100% Bitcoin reorg resistance. This is something, the reorg has been something that Polygon has struggled with. After the upgrade, Stacks will be dramatically faster with rapid block times, current block time around 10 to 30 minutes. So that's a long time, 10 to 30 minutes. Damn. So those are the upgrades coming to Stacks. Some of the other big things here to take a look for as far as in the altcoin sector, Dog with Hat gets a listing on the third largest exchange in volume, which is OKX. Then also Kronos. So the Crow token, right, lives on Kronos. They're getting their V1.2 upgrade. It aims to enhance backwards compatibility for developers. So this is really good. All right, let's get into the markets here. So we saw a massive dump over the weekend, right? We saw a dump on Friday, and then we saw another dump on Saturday after news of what happening overseas in the Middle East with Israel and Iran. I literally watched Bitcoin go from 67,500 down to 60K in a matter of like 6 minutes. I also saw my portfolio. It was not looking good, but we've had a nice little bounce back, but there's still some people who believe we can still see another dump in the price of BTC. Taking a look at where Bitcoin is now. This is Bitcoin on the daily chart. So initially, we caught some good support at our cloud here, which is right around the lower end of the cloud, which is right around $65,261. We broke above it briefly. And then now we are currently back inside the cloud. Now, the strategy here when you're trading, when you're doing Ichimoku cloud trading, is when you price is in the cloud, that is a no trade zone, right? It's called equilibrium. Price is looking to reach equilibrium. But the good news is on the day, we had made a higher high, but we did not make a higher low. So I guess on the shorter term, if we put in another lower low, this could mean that, the trend has gone from positive to negative. And no, that does not mean the bull market is over, you guys, okay? Bull market is not over. We take off our clouds. We throw on our Lux Algo price action concepts. I want to show you this wick down here. was gobbled up almost perfectly by this fair value gap, which top end sees it at $60,350. We did have a change of character on the daily chart to the downside. Again, lower high or lower lows is what caused that to go off. And so, but longer term, here's and again, and I'll say this again, maybe it's your first time watching, but if we can point to a reason why the price has gone down so violently, right? And it has nothing to do with anything fundamental, anything that's fundamentally changed on Bitcoin with the nodes, the validators, the miners. It's just price reacting to news. And I bet you if that news happened on a Wednesday or Thursday, you would have seen the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and the S&P 500 sell off massively as well. But again, that is why, Rob and I were talking about this off camera over the weekend. Can you imagine onboarding someone new in a crypto and they have bought, let's say, Solana at $200, Near Protocol at $8, and then all of a sudden, a week later, they're like, holy crap, I'm down 30%. Not a lot of people can stomach that, especially people who are new to crypto. And so, Rob mentioned that's part of one of the reasons why he strictly tells people to buy Bitcoin, because although Bitcoin had a massive dip as well, it rebounded faster and it didn't have as big of a dip as the rest of the altcoins did. We saw Near Protocol get to $5. Cardano was at 45 cents. XRP was down to under 50 cents, I believe. And so just blood in the streets. But guess what? If you had some dry powder on the side, made a nice recovery, but also, got liquidated on our trades as well. It is what it is. Let's take a look at the rest of the crypto markets here. Again, Bitcoin coming in at $63,839. I don't know why they did that. So volume is at $116 billion. Bitcoin dominance is back over 54%. Excuse me, coming in at 54.2%. ETH held up pretty decent, actually. Got down to $2,800. Is currently trading over $3,000. BNB, the stalwart of the crypto markets, the anchor that keeps everything together, barely moved, barely flinched. They're at $555. Solana, $137. This got down to $120. A buddy of mine said he scooped up a lot of Sol at around $123. Congratulations to you, my friend. That was a great pickup. XRP, 49 cents. Toncoin has flipped Doge. What a joke. $6.65 for the Toncoin. Doge and ADA round out the top 10. Doge coming in at 15.7 cents, making a nice recovery over the last 1 hour, up 4.34%. And ADA, 45 cents. This is such an easy 10x to me. Cardano. Actually doing our video later today. We're going to cover a little bit of Cardano along with some other 10, 20, 50, 100x coins that we've identified. And Cardano, guys, is an easy 10x. I mean, I was going back and watching the interview we did with Charles last month, and what is about to happen once the full governance goes live, it's going to be pretty massive. All right. That's all we got for the markets. Any thoughts on the markets and how it played out over the weekend?
Yeah, man, I was glued to my phone just watching the price of Bitcoin just bleed off. We did get a little bit of a bounce back. You mentioned what was the lowest we saw it? I sent you some screenshots. We did have Bitcoin hit 61,000, right? What was the screenshot I sent you, David?
It was under 61.
It was like 60,000 and some change. But here it's not represented here on this chart. But yeah, it did dip under 61,000.
60,977.
Do you think that 60,000 is something that will hold up?
I mean, it's proven
regardless in the next, I would say, like 3 months. I do think that.
I think there's a lot of who knows what the hell's going on overseas.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious on where we'll land as far as a bottom on the backside of the Bitcoin top. So we are going through the next Bitcoin bull market, right? And we've already crossed all-time highs. We're going to be putting in new all-time highs at some point by the end of the year. Or we're expecting it by the end of the year, but could be something as late as next year. You never know, but I do think that we will be around that $100,000 to $150,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. So that gives us about 8 months. And then just the supply shock with the halving coming up, the ETFs scooping up tens of thousands of Bitcoin. And now we've onboarded the Asian markets through Hong Kong for the spot Bitcoin ETF as well. And so how much more liquidity is going to be drawn on Bitcoin supply there? And so for me, I do think that we'll get a $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year.
We were saying we can get it by before the halving, but I don't think anyone figured out what the hell was going to happen over there in the Middle East. There, I think that definitely had something to do with it. Took out a lot of positions on people. I mean, we saw liquidations hit $500 million in a matter of 1 hour on the show on Friday. I mean, that's massive. Think about it. 1 hour, $500 million of crypto was liquidated. And so, of course, now we got a lot more ground to make up. Grayscale continues its selling, saw another 9-digit or 8-digit outflow from Grayscale, over $100 million flowed out of GBTC. They are launching their mini Bitcoin ETF.
How my curiosity is, like, if you take a look at some of the big drawdowns that we saw, some of the volatile markets were in meme coins, and so a dog with hat right now down 11%. And so when you look at the top 5 tokens that are down, meme coins lead the pack here. Dog with hat down pretty much 40% on the week. Over 40% on Bonk, and almost 40% on Pepe as well. You know, do you look at these meme coins at this price as a bargain, or do you think that this is a spill-off? Do you think that this is representative of the first leg down or the first step, or do you think this is a buying opportunity when it comes to memes?
Depends on the meme, right? I think Dog with Hat's here to stay, right? They're getting a big listing. Think scroll down. What were the other ones, Robin? Pepe's here to stay. Bonk is here. Yeah, those are all the top tier. If you were to tier them out, right, as far as meme coins,
that's top tier. What about Shib and Doge?
Shib, Doge, Whiff, Bonk, Pepe. These are all top tier meme coins. And you guys got to remember, right, when people start going risk off, what is the riskiest sector in crypto? It's meme coins. It's all speculation.
I'd like to know what the chat thinks. Guys, are you scared of memes right now? Have you been shaken out of the market when it comes to getting a position on a meme coin or really speculative project? Are you scared right now that the kind of the local top was in? Put a 1 in the chat. If you look at these meme coins down 40% as a buying opportunity and an entry spot, I'll put a 2 in the chat. I want to know where the community lands on this one.
Don't be scared, guys. Don't be scared. Robin, would you like to say hello to the chat? And I will go ahead and...
Yeah. So, and then also, if you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We have a few new people. We have Derek For Reals, James Hoban, Hope to See, Johnny Bravo, Vinny T, Cardano Mint, Ren 1010, Tornado, T-Tube, GT Nuts, and Travis Michael, Randy McMurphy, Crypto Hands, Jack the Beanstalk, Rick McKee, and to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
You know, speaking of meme coins, I think the meme coins, a lot of it plays on narrative, right? What are people picking up on? You look at the ones that exploded. You have that Joe Biden one, the funny one where he looks all weird. That one got up to like a 700 million.
Doesn't he always look weird?
True, but the meme looked weirder than him, believe it or not. Bonk, first meme coin on Solana. Pepe, the frog. The narrative was the mascot, the frog, right? Obviously, Doge, the dog. And so you can make a lot of money on meme coins, but you need to be able to understand and pick up on, hey, which narratives, not only narratives, but a big one is marketing. And I'll point to and I'll give you an example real quick before I talk about the one meme coin that we think has a lot of potential. It's going live tomorrow. Is Tucker Carlson, right? There was a Tucker Carlson coin that was launched.
I bought some of that.
You bought some of that, right?
Yeah.
No volume, nothing happened. And then there was a tweet yesterday. And you know what? Let me see if I can pull up this tweet really, really quick.
Did I make money? I haven't checked the price in a while.
You lost a lot of money.
Oh, crap.
But hey, that is... but that's okay because
it's not okay.
No, it's
if it would have been your money, you would have been like,
it's not.
You know, this BS tweet came out and I lost some money. And then now it happened to be some crap
Dude,
project I got exposure to, and now all of a sudden it's oh no, it's okay. Rob, it's okay.
No, I mean, like, it's okay because you didn't put any money that you were not willing to part with, right?
No, I didn't want to part with it. I'm actually kind of upset I've parted with that $800.
Okay, anyways, you are the worst to give examples to. You're so annoying. I cannot find
Your examples mean that you're just throwing shade at me.
I'm not throwing shade at you. I've lost money on memes too. The point I was trying to make is for people watching is anything can happen to the meme coin. So never put any money that you're not willing to just wave bye-bye to.
Exactly.
Anyways,
If Rob lost money, it's okay. You can too. There you go.
Oh, here we go. Here's a tweet. So this was a tweet from the original Tucker meme coin. It said, Tucker fell from 8 million to 600,000. It was a brutal effing month. Meanwhile, Crypto Banter launched a blank version on Solana and it pumped to 80 million. Sad to see an OG political meme getting crushed. Why am I sharing this? Because it's not just narrative, it's also the marketing. How many people are going to find out about it? Which is why, so this one had a pre-sale. It's called Father of Memes. Now, if you're not familiar, a gentleman by the name of Richard Dawkins is known as the father of memes, period. He's the one that created the memes. And here we have a meme coin that had
Hold on. The dude created the word
The
meme?
dude is the creator of memes. Meme.
Mm.
Yes. So they closed. They had a pre-sale. The number they were looking for is 15 million. They got that in 1 hour. 1 hour.
It's so easy to raise money in meme
It is.
right now.
So it's got that narrative. It's got the, hey, this is the original meme guy, the guy who created the meme, right? 2, it's launching on Base. You hear a lot of talk about, hey, we had the meta on Solana. It was Ethereum last cycle. Well, what's the next one? And you hear a lot of chatter about Base. They have 100 million users. They're looking to onboard. They have a Web3 wallet. Very, very interoperable as far as moving money from Coinbase to your wallet and being able to wrap Bitcoin or go from Ethereum or ETH native ETH to Base native ETH. So it's got that narrative as well. And it's got tons of marketing behind it. You take a look at some of the followers. And this is one that when I go through my checklist of memes, this is what I take a look at. Are there any big accounts that are following these memes? Virtual Bacon, which is a content creator in our space, 93,000 followers. He's got, I think, close to 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's following him. This is the founder of D-Gods and Utes. He's following him. My boy Crypto Billy's following him. And then you have Altcoin Gordon, Franklin. You also have
Meg's on there. Mason.
Mario Nafal. So you got a lot of influencers, right? And then you also have people like Mike Novogratz. And so you know you're going to get a lot of hype right out the gate. You have hype from the pre-sale, and then their marketing is really cool. So this was one video they posted. This was kind of going back like a history of, hey, how did this thing come about? So it's pretty cool watch.
Welcome to the father of meme origin. We begin our journey with our Lord and Savior, Richard Dawkins. Richard is here to tell us the story of his meme creations. Gather around, kids. This is going to be good. Father of memes, or FOMO, remembers his first creation, Doge. Doge was a strong meme, eager to moon and eventually leave his father. FOMO loved making memes, so much he would have many more, special ones like Pepe, Bonk and others alike. His creations realized they owed their moon journey to their father FOMO, and so they send him off on a rocket to Baseland, where FOMO can't help but cry as he is set to go to the moon.
And then they also have other videos where they kind of like do like the series, and here's one they made of Whiff. And so why is this important? You're tapping into the already established meme coin communities, and if you're able to, just from a psychological narrative standpoint, tie something to a bag they're already holding, can you kind of cross-pollinate some of these investors, people holding, let's say, Bonk, Pepe, Shib, whatever the case may be, to onboard them into this new meme coin? I think the answer to that is yes.
You know, speaking of meme coins, I did. Someone had posted.
Hold on, let me finish the video. Cut me off.
Okay, my bad. We can get back to this. Go ahead.
Oh, you think I forgot our tale continues? Behold a creature Father FOMO created out of his twisted head. A creature with such exponential ferocity, FOMO would never expect. The mighty Whiff. Where we're going, only Whiff has seen a glimpse.
So again, great marketing. It's got a lot of hype behind it. Big pre-sale. It's got a few narratives going for it. So
tomorrow, you said?
it goes live tomorrow. Just for complete transparency, we don't have any tokens, but me personally, I plan on buying some tomorrow. I don't know about the rest of the guys in the studio, but I think this has something that's got a lot of potential. Of course, it's very risky, so throw money in at your own peril.
Yeah, just like Big Rob, right? So real quick, speaking of memes, here's an interesting one. So 50.eth, he said, me knowing which meme coin to buy after a great meal. Be ready. And, well, lo and behold, there's a picture of your boy Big Rob at Hell's Kitchen, here in Las Vegas, a very hard to get reservation at Hell's Kitchen. So, I was out spotted in the wild. I was over there trying to get some of that beef Wellington. And so they took a picture of that.
Did you go to the pool right after?
I did, yeah. So, and then, Dave Digital Asset Degen said, well, it looks like Rob from Sin City Crypto. Hola!
That's right, man.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll get stopped out and about. People recognize us. Kind of interesting.
You know what else is interesting is Tether. Tether is more than just a stable coin. You know what they're doing, Robin?
What's that?
They are launching a non-custodial tokenization platform that is set to transform the digital economy, one of the most profitable businesses in the world. Profit, not revenue, profit. So Paolo Arduino, the CEO, I believe he's Italian, right, Rocco? Arduino. Paolo Arduino. He announced Tether recently developed a tokenization platform, which is a non-custodial, easy to use, and highly configurable. Interesting word. It will be available to the masses. The platform has support for many blockchain networks and a wide range of assets, including futures, options, and commodities, making one of the tools that is on the verge of changing the asset control and trade operations in the financial sector. And let me see if I have anything else highlighted from the article. No, I don't, but I do want to share the tweet here from Paolo. Tether's tokenization platform will soon be available to everyone. Fully non-custodial, multi-chain, multi-asset type, super customizable. Pretty interesting. We know Tether about a few months ago announced, hey, we are going to start buying Bitcoin with, I think the number was 5 or 15% of their net revenue or their net profit is going to go into Bitcoin every quarter, which they have been doing that. And now they're looking around like, okay, well, we got a lot of money. What else do we do? And here you go. What are your thoughts on this, Robin? Should they stay in their lane?
I don't know, man. Do you trust Tether as an organization? Because there's always that Tether FUD, right? We always hear about the Tether bomb and the Tether's a scam and they're printing money and they don't have enough assets to back the Tether dollar. They have billions of dollars of Tether issued or minted, but not one-to-one on the back end. They've released their reserves. You say otherwise. How true is it? I don't know. But first of all, my question to you is, do you trust Tether?
Maybe. Yeah, I lean yes.
No.
I think 4 years ago, very shady, right? But I still, the random printing of Tether, which obviously just pumps liquidity, injects liquidity into the markets. As long as they're redeemable, I mean, Robin, look at what happened when Silicon Valley Bank went down, right? What's the stable coin that depegged? It wasn't Tether, it was Circle. Tether had $5 billion in redemptions, I think, over the weekend. And guess what? Kept its peg at $1, was completely fine. They're adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. I don't know. I think yes. Well, does that mean there's maybe not some shady stuff going on?
Well, no, I was just trying to figure it out because I know we've talked before in the past and been like, hey, Tether, it is what it is. And so, if you trust them with their main product, if you trust them with the dollar-backed stable coin, then perhaps their next rollout could be something you use. Here's the thing: we use these stable coins as a means to get in and out of the crypto markets, right?
100%.
You use it to buy your tokens. You're never really doing a bank transfer unless it's generally through an ICO. But generally speaking, you're not paying in fiat currency from your bank account to buy a meme coin, a layer one, buy Bitcoin. Usually onboarded to an exchange, you convert it over to Tether. And so if you remove the middleman the from the perspective of Tether, right, as a business, it would kind of make sense that, hey, why don't we just offer the crypto services that exchanges offer, because people are already picking up our coin. Why don't we just do it here in house? And doing it natively on a wallet on chain makes a lot of sense as well. I mean, that's what you see with MetaMask, right? MetaMask is you got the Tether there, the ETH version, and why not have Tether run a wallet and a chain service there? So I'm curious to see. They got a lot of money, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a pretty polished product that is user friendly. I mean,
A lot of money.
They're number 3 on the CoinMarketCap list. You got Bitcoin, ETH, followed by Tether, and over $100 billion of Tether is minted. And even if they don't have a 1-to-1 reserve, which I don't think they're at 100% back, but I think they're pretty damn close to it. And so how much do they have?
But really,
$70
Robin, is
billion?
anyone 100%?
$80 billion dollars?
I'll tell you this, though. I bet you they're more back than your bank is.
Probably.
No, it's a fact. They are.
Yeah.
The fractional reserve rate is 0 for the banks right now since COVID.
Well, that's what they're required, but it doesn't mean that's what it is. But
Robin,
Yeah.
they're definitely more back than your bank is. But of course, your bank can lean on the government, as we saw back in March of last year, 2 years ago. And then I also want to share this piece of news. If you're a Quant fan, you're going to want to pay attention. Quant and R3 selected as technology providers for the UK's regulated liability network. This is from the Quant Network news source. So we're proud to announce that together with R3, the enterprise distributed ledger technology and services firm, we have been selected to produce the technology prototype for the experimentation phase of UK's regulated liability network, also known as RLN, led by UK Finance and supported by Ernst & Young. The UK RLN is envisioned as a common platform for innovation across multiple forms of money, including existing commercial bank deposits and a shared ledger for tokenized commercial bank deposits. It's pretty big. Participants in the UK include, listen to this, Robin, Barclays, Citi, HSBC, Lloyds Banking Group, MasterCard, NatWest, Nationwide, Santander, Standard Chartered, Virgin Money, and Visa. Pretty big for Quant. We know Quant is technically not really a blockchain. They're more of a software as a service, right? Layer 0, some call it. Pretty big news here, man. Any thoughts on it?
I didn't know they were getting into, so it's like, it's tokenization.
Infrastructure.
Right?
It's infrastructure for the banks, for tokenizing commercial bank deposits. Their Hyperledger is this is literally what they're doing. They're also ISO compliant, of course. We did a video on that a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, UK seems to be a little bit more progressive on crypto regulation, especially when it comes to, or compared to the rest of the European Union. And I don't know, man, I'm pretty big on Quant. We haven't talked Quant much lately. And, it is a project that we have been behind for quite some time. We've done a few different videos on Quant. It's been a while since we revisited it. Maybe we'll put something together here in the near future. But, I mean, if on the 1 year, Quant hasn't really moved much. A year ago today is at $120. Today, it's at $103. So you haven't really seen any gains. It's been better to hold Bitcoin versus Quant. So hasn't really been something you would want to hold lately. But perhaps this narrative is going to switch. And if you're seeing banks, particularly nation states, getting behind Quant and their ledger, I mean, could be a big play, right? I mean, even on the 1 month, it's underperforming, but you look at its previous all-time highs over $300. Will it outperform where it did last bull market? Perhaps. I think so, man. I think Quant is a sleeping giant, but I don't know.
Their founder Gilbert
names, man.
Their founder Gilbert Verdian's got a lot of ties to governments, not only here in the U.S. but in the UK as well. He's worked on. I think he was part of the Queen's Treasury, something like that. And he also worked up here in the U.S., I believe, with the Treasury or the IRS, one of those. So he's got a lot of ties in government, and it fits perfectly with what they're trying to do. A lot of talk about, hey, CBDC's running on Quant or at least leveraging their Hyperledger technology. So big news for Quant. So if you're a Quant fan, big shout out to you. Also, if you're new, big shout out to you as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got a big video coming out later today. It is 8 altcoins. We got some 10x, 20, 50, and 100x altcoin potential that we're going to share with you. Super excited for that one. You guys are going to love that one. It's going to be really good.
And then also, Bitcoin is selling off right now. We started the show at around 63.5, almost 64, and you can see here that it is in the process of selling off. 63.6 at the beginning of the show, down to 62.8. Is this just a little blip in the radar, or is Bitcoin going to be back down testing 60,000?
Well, we keep seeing, I know you don't think that the Middle East thing has anything to do with it. I think it 100%
I mean,
does.
it does. You know,
Right.
on Friday, I was like, yeah, you know what? No, it can't be that. But no, kind of looking at the evidence, it's pretty obvious. Yeah. It is.
And then the whole talk about what is Israel going to do? Anyways, it is something that no one knows, no one has control over. Could we see more downside? Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, when the time comes, when I'm hoping there's a diplomatic solution or they come to terms, we're going to see Bitcoin move very quickly back up to 70K. Very quickly. Can happen in a matter of 30 minutes, I believe. Unless we're like under 55K. But anyways, want to give one more thank you to Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you want to learn how they can help your business scale and grow, visit bluewiretech.com. Also, guys, go follow us on Twitter at Sin City Crypto 1. Anything else, gentlemen, before we sign off?
No, I think that's it, man.
Gotta go shower after being in that disgusting pool there.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice pool.
Not really. Anyways, Rocco. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Make sure to catch the video that's going live in about an hour. Until tomorrow, same place, same time. Love you guys. Peace.
Sin City Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.